Well, y'all, that's what I get from running my big mouth. What's happening, y'all? It's Jason over here at Cog Hill Farm, and y'all, fixing to get started on the fence. Today, we're going to attempt to try to pull the girls' goat area first. Whew, that sun just came out bright. Beautiful blue sky, though. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, that is gorgeous. That looks like a Bob Ross painting right there. But going to try to pull the fence today. We got a new tool for the tractor that we hope helps us with this. We're fixing to attach it now and see if this thing works like it's supposed to. Y'all check this out. Look at this thing right here. Now, some of y'all may know what this is, some of y'all may not. But this is a fence puller that hooks to the tractor. The way this works is it's laying on its side. It'll lift up like this. I'm going to attach it to the 3-point hitch on the back of the tractor. The roll or the spool of wire goes right there. It has this rod that comes down there through it. And the wire comes through this piece right here. And then you'll just, you'll staple it one side to the poles, of course. And then you just drive the tractor along your fence line and get to where your stopping point is and ease the tractor and get it tight. We'll see if it works. But the good thing about this, one of the hardest things for me and Brooke was unrolling and dealing with that heavy roll of wire. With this, the tractor is going to do all the heavy lifting. It's going to lift it up. It's going to take it where it needs to go. And this should make things way easier for us when we start pulling this here fence. Alright guys, we got it loaded and we're fixing to get started. One little thing that we're trying so we don't have to worry about hammering so many staples is that we loaded the generator on the front of the tractor along with our air compressor, and we have a fence stapler that's air powered. And if that works out like I think it will, then that's going to be a game changer and make this whole process go way faster. Work smarter, not harder. If it works. If it don't work, then we'll be hammering away. I want to show you guys a couple of tools that make this easier for us. For the clips on the T-post, I like this. It's called a clip bender. Well, actually, there's two. This is the one Brooke likes. It's called a clip bender. And if you ever try to put T-post clips on, you know what I'm talking about. But this tool makes it super easy. The one I like to use is this one. Same concept. This one's just easier for me. Brooke likes this one. You can find these at typically at any farm store or hardware store that sells T-post and fencing. They should be there, but this makes things way, way faster. Another tool that I like is just a pair of, I call them Kleins, but just electrical pliers that an electrician would have. I have the fencing pliers, which are these right here, and it's supposed to be like an all-in-one tool. It's got a hammer on this end, it's got your claw on this end, and here in the middle right there, you can see that's a wire cutter right there, and it's just got kind of pliers everywhere, here and there. But honestly, I really don't like these. I don't like where the wire cutters are located on here. It kind of makes it awkward. The pliers are just, everything's in an awkward place, and if you're just so used to using tools, you know what I mean. The hammer's not that great. To me, it's hard to use these as a hammer because of the handle, and it's really not that heavy like a hammer is. The best thing to me on this whole tool was this claw. If you're using those fence staples, those things can be hard to get out, and this claw works perfectly. And to me, that's the only reason I use this. To me, these two tools are a must, and a good pair of electrical pliers is a must, and a hammer, just a regular hammer, and you're good to go. And your wife. Another super good tool to have is this. I call it a fence puller. This is what you tie your fence to when you pull it. And you can see the fence goes in here. These little pins or wedges wedge the fence to this apparatus or this tool here. And then you take your come-alongs, which you will need a come-along, and you can put a come-along at the top. You can put a come-along in the middle, and you can put one at the bottom. And this will tighten your fence and pull it really, really good and tight. What I love about this, especially on heels, is because usually the top gets tighter than the bottom. So this gives you that capability or flexibility to pull the bottom more than the top. And it really does. This thing is worth its weight in gold right here. All right, y'all, so far it's working okay. You can see we got it on our first post here. We're pulling down through here, and I'm hoping this is gonna work out pretty well. That's what I'm hoping. If any of you guys ever use this type of contraption, let me know in the comments if it worked out for you. I'd love to know. And y'all see at the end of this video how well it worked for us. Alright, so we're fixing to make our first pull. We ended up having to splice this fence here because we just ran out. It's longer than 330 foot. Luckily we kept some leftover wire from our fences that we originally built here. So we have like 2 rolls now. No, we got 3 rolls, don't we? We got about 3 scrap rolls, and they're going to be used in this project, I can tell you that. But we had to splice this one, which made it, I feel like it's going to be easier to use this with the come-alongs versus the tractor, since it's already off a roll. And I can't see. So my biggest issue, not my biggest issue, but my biggest worry on long runs with trying to stretch it with the tractor implement, and especially if I can't see, is pulling too hard and pulling a post out of the ground, because that tractor is just so powerful that, you know, it wouldn't take but another, 6 inches or so of pulling, and pop goes the weasel, and the weasel goes pop, and then our pole's up out of the ground, and we'll have to start all over again. All right, y'all, look at here. We got the first run in. I think we did the hardest run first. That was a doozy. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. That one was a doozy. We're a little rusty because we haven't put fence up in almost 2 years now. But I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. Got one run. We don't have it done. We got it pulled. Now we got to put the clips on the T-post and the line post, get those stapled in. Putting the clips on is kind of tedious. It's time consuming. There was a lot of people that told us, y'all just wait till you pull the fence, and that's the hardest part. That's the hardest part. Physical labor wise, it's not the hardest part at all. Driving those T-posts in is by far harder than this. This is just time consuming. It's a little tedious. You got to crank the winch, see if that's too tight, see if it's tight enough, or the pole's moving, crank the winch, is that okay? That's good, that kind of stuff. But once we got it, we're good. Now I feel like we got this one out of the way, and now we got the rust kicked off. maybe the rest of them will go a little bit faster. On this run right here, it was a short run. We had a scrap piece of fencing left, and look how close it came. But we got it. We got it on there with about a foot to spare, I reckon. What's that?
So tell them what you're seeing.
I didn't think it was long enough. I didn't think it was long enough. But it was barely long enough.
Barely good.
Yeah, it is good. And we're using that fence stapler, and then I'm coming back and putting the big fence, manually putting the big fence staples in there. That's working out well because it's kind of holding it in place, and I'm not having to try to fight and push wire and all that. So that's working out good too. We're gonna come back and put a 1x4 painted over that and cover that side up where you won't see it. But we're getting it. This is side 3.
We've only got 2 little short runs left.
Yeah, the way it's angled is actually 2 runs left. So we're getting there. We are getting there.
Said that you've been hurt one too many times before. Ended up staring in the bathroom mirror, crying on your bedroom floor. Baby, you can take my word, you haven't gotta hurt no more. Things are about to get much better. I wanna make this forever. I wanna make this forever.
When I get to the end poles, make sure that I got me enough slack to wrap around. And I'm cutting this vertical brace out on the end and then pulling off that vertical brace that I just cut, like so. And I'm just wrapping this all the way back around the pole. And then I'm coming around this other side, and then I'm just going to flip this over, make me like a little slip knot, get my fence tool and tighten it up. And that just keeps that fence more taut and keeps it from sliding or shifting if an animal was to push up on it or something like that and slip in the staples. Well, y'all, we're fixing to do the last pull, and it's done. And I'm glad we saved this one for last, because it's only about 8 foot.
It's an 8-foot pull. It's probably deceiving.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be the hardest one.
Oh, don't say that.
We think we saved the easiest for last, but we shall see.
We shall see. Just pulling it out of the staple.
Oh, man.
Ready. Whoa, you pulled it out. Pull that big staple out like it wasn't nothing.
When we pull this with a tractor, it pulls the staples out. Are we done?
Isn't that a staple?
No.
Well, y'all, that's what I get from running my big mouth. 8-foot piece. This should be easy. It's not. Problem is, I just don't have nothing to attach the wire to over here. Just don't have a pole or anything like that. So when we do staple it in, and we even use the big staples, when we start pulling it, it just pulls everything out. So we're going to have to regroup on this one. Brooke thinks we ought to put a cattle panel right here. We don't worry about pulling it. I don't think we'll be able to do that today. It's getting really late. And we also still got to put the gates up. So we can do this cattle panel when we put the gates up. Holly. She's in the zone. Holly! Holly, what are you doing? What are you thinking about? Huh? Goodness, that sand feels cool, doesn't it? Sure does. Oh my gracious, Holly. Well, the good and the bad. Number one, we're exhausted. Today was really hot. And the sun was out, and that sun just drained us. And we pulled 1,000 foot of wire. 3 rolls and some scrap rolls. And there's 330 foot on a roll.
So, I mean, for the most part, I'd say it was a successful day.
I think so.
Until we got to
To the end.
And
The
I
little
knew,
8-foot piece.
just as soon as you said we saved the easiest for last,
Yeah.
I knew something was not going to go as planned. But that's okay. We got an 8-foot problem that we can deal with.
Yeah, I agree. But y'all, once we started fencing this area in where the forest is, the wooded area, the goats are gonna totally love this. And you can really see the size of it now, really. The fence kind of, what do you find, a snake?
No, I had to look twice, though. Or smell twice, should I say. Nope, it's not a snake.
Not a snake. But you can really see the size of it. You can see goes way over yonder now with the fence up in here. That this is a nice area. They're gonna love this.
It's awesome.
The goats are gonna love it.
It is awesome. And to think that we got all of their fence up with the exception of one 8-foot section
Oh God.
is incredible.
Yeah.
We should have smiles.
Yeah, we do have smiles.
We do have smiles. Underneath this dirt and this grime, we
Yeah.
have smiles.
I mean, once we get the gates up and we get that one little piece, we're moving the goats and Mildred and Jesse on over here. They will be moved, hopefully, in the next few days.
Hopefully so.
Hopefully so.
And yes, we will move Mildred into here with the goats for the time being because we don't want her left over there alone
Right.
until Moody's area gets.
Figure since we did finish the first one that I could do the snake.
I hope you don't want me to.
That's about all I got today is just a snake
I
today.
have a snake. Oh, here's my snake.
Hey, you know what?
You ready?
Yeah.
Here's my snake. I just found it. That's as good as I can get.
You know what?
What?
I've been working all day,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm doing a snake. You probably can smell me. Woo! Y'all be
Pitiful.
good.
Pitiful.